just rubbed my face, so now my face is gonna be red. It's okay. Hello and welcome to the Traveling Knitter podcast channel. My name is Steph and this video is going to be my November TBR list. So, October was a great month for me. November is going to be even better because I plan to not do as much. October is always really busy. There's so much to do. You know, there's haunted houses, which I didn't do this year. Not sure why I'm giving that as an example, but it was the tail end of the whole going to Cedar Point multiple times. So I'm not doing that. There's no Halloween parties to go to. There's no being stuck sewing, which I didn't enjoy. No birthday parties are in November. I'm gonna keep it low key and I'm gonna do a lot of reading because reading is free. And I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I'm going to be buying a house in 2022. So I'm really dialing it back with the entertainment spending. So with that being said, I have a massive list of books that I'm kind of feeling like reading. So the way that my TBRs go, I'm not going to read all these books. This is just what I'm thinking that I'm going to be in the mood for and what I kind of want to put in a list and pick and choose from. So I'm going to first talk through the audiobooks that I plan on reading. And to be honest, I have started all of them. Yes, I have started all of them. I didn't finish them because two of them had to be returned, and they were on hold. So yeah. Anyway, so those four are, and I have my list. The Helm of Midnight by Marina Lostetter. This is a fantasy novel. I don't know too much about it because I went in not wanting to know a ton, but a YouTuber that I really enjoy watching her videos, Peruse Project, Reagan, she read it, she really enjoyed it, so I figured this would be like a really good fantasy audiobook. I tend not to read fantasy, adult fantasy or really what I perceive to be really good YA fantasy. I tend to not listen to those on audio because I prefer to read them myself. But I was just kind of craving something that was going to be really, really good, I hope. So I went with this. So far, our main character she's like a guard of some sort at this rich party thing, and they're guarding these masks that have some sort of magical ability. And during the event, these magical creatures that kind of I think are like werewolves attack, but then they realize that that was a cover-up and someone has stolen the masks. So that's where I'm at with that book. It really does draw you in quickly because you start out at the party, which is definitely the style of book I really do like. I like to be thrown into the action, and then after the action happens and you're dealing with the repercussions is when it slows down. You can learn a little bit more, but I quite like that. So far so good. Another audiobook is Scritch Scratch by Lindsay Curry. This is a middle grade ghost haunting story. So I picked this up for October to listen to in October, and I had started it and then it had to be returned to the library, so unfortunately I didn't finish it, but it's going to be a breeze to get through that. And then The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is the other book that has a long wait list. I get audiobooks from 2 different libraries. I could, so I have memberships to 3 different library systems in Ohio. I could go through the effort of renewing the one that's in my hometown. I would just have to like drive to that library. I don't think that would be a big deal, but really, I don't need a 4th library system. But this book is on hold by a lot of people. For the Columbus, Maine library, I think there's 300 and something holds on it. So it's gonna take 2 months for me to get it. I did already get it on the Dayton library, so I need to just like listen to it and not deal with being put on a wait list again. But The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is by Taylor Jacobs Reid, and this follows like a movie starlet talking to a reporter who's writing her life biography, and she goes through the 7 husbands she's had, I guess. I think it's very similar to Daisy Jones and the Six writing style wise, which was good. So Daisy Jones and the Six, I had a really hard time rating it because all the characters just made me so mad and frustrated, but the story just pulled you in. Like, I don't typically listen to audiobooks when I run. I really need like that music and high energy because I almost never get a runner's high. So the whole time I'm like, oh, I want to be done. But I listened to Daisy Jones and the Six while running, like a lot. So, yeah, I'm thinking The Seven Husbands is going to be fantastic. And then I really am looking forward to reading Malibu Rising, which I believe is following one of those husbands, like pairing their children. So that's another audiobook. And then the last one is In the Belly of the Bloodhound by L.A. Mayer, which is the next Jackie Faber book, which I'm gonna love. Then for, okay, I guess I don't have any of them here. I plan to read 5, 6, 7, and 8 of Aoharu Ride, the manga. Spoiler, I have already read this one. So 3 more to go. And as a recap, those mangas, they're shoujo manga, so it's like slice of life, high school kids, and our 2 main characters met in middle school and they liked each other, but something happens and the guy leaves, goes to another school, and then they come back together in high school, and it's kind of like figuring each other out because they're basically 2 different people. Like, they're different from middle school and high school. And I really like it. I'm really enjoying it. So honestly, I'm probably gonna read that when I finish this video. Okay, so then I have a stack of books down here of the books that I'm feeling I'll potentially read. I've got another one that I already started, and that is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. This is the 3rd book in the Shadow and Bone series. So Shadow and Bone follows Alina and what is her dude's name? Mal. Okay, I had open to a page. So this the first one follows Alina and Mal. They're like orphans growing up in this estate that this like well-off benefactor provides for these orphans, and they go into the military And there is something called the Divide, and so Alina is like a map maker, Mal is a tracker, and they go into the Divide, which is like the scary blackness with monsters inside, and something happens and Alina, like, her magic appears, and it's kind of like a Chosen One story. The third one, or the first one, was good, wasn't amazing. The second one I really liked because of a specific character introduction, which I've mentioned multiple times is why I like the second one, because I've had this on my TBR list so many times. And honestly, the font is huge. Like, this isn't gonna take long. I just need to do it. So yeah, the second one had a great character introduction. I hope he's in this one a little bit more. So yeah, I can't really like tell you what this is going to be about because it does really spoil the first one. So Ruin and Rising, third book. When I finish this, I can move on to the Six of Crows duology and then finally watch Shadow and Bone. Yes, yes, yes. I talked about this book last time, but here it is again, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I feel like I don't have to talk about this because I've mentioned it before, but Sarah J. Maas. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I love it. If you don't really enjoy the first one, still read the second one. The second one is unbelievable. So, yeah. They get steamier and steamier, and from what I've heard, the fourth book is like rated X, so I'm very looking forward to that. I'm curious though, because I do read like romance novels, so I am curious to see like how erotic it is, I guess would be the word. Yeah, also this is who I was for Halloween. I was Feyre, main character. I'll insert a picture here. But yeah, so Beauty and the Beast retelling. Feyre kills a wolf, turns out to not be a wolf, it's a fairy, and she is taken as hostage to the fairylands, and the place that she is under a curse, and so she tries to break the curse. So that is that. I'm also feeling some romance books. So I have Meet Me in Paris by Libby Hubsher and Something to Talk About by Meryl Wilsner. I did start this one. I didn't get very far. I think I just read like the introduction. So this book is about our main character, Marin. Her mom died on assignment, and it made Marin very cautious about life. So Marin doesn't leave home, hasn't left the state. Her younger sister, complete opposite. So her younger sister, you know, running all over the place, I guess, kind of like going in her mom's footsteps. But her sister comes back, a little worse for wear, and convinces Marin that she needs to go on the spa trip to this island, tropical island of Saba. But Marin, of course, in true fashion, has everything wrong happen to get there. Like, your luggage is lost. I think her plane's probably, I would assume her plane is delayed. There's turbulence. But she meets a guy, and then she explores the island with this dude. So I feel like maybe this won't be as romantic, and maybe it'll just be like sad and awakening to yourself and, you know, coming out of your shell. Something to talk about is about Jo and Emma. Jo is, I guess she's a Hollywood powerhouse. Does that make her an actor? Maybe. Jo is the actor, is photographed making her assistant Emma laugh on the red carpet, and this spawns a ton of rumors. People treating her differently, paparazzi following them around, and they're not dating, but everyone speculates it, assumes it, they're constantly asked about it. And now that Joe's film career is, you know, on the up and up, they're spending a lot of time together and realizing maybe the rumors aren't so fake. So I feel like this is one of those, not necessarily fake dating, but like forced proximity and maybe like societal forced proximity. So 2 romance novels that I might pick up. I still was feeling something short, you know, just to get another count in. And I'm thinking of reading The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. The Remains of the Day is about an English butler, and I kind of feel like it's like Downton Abbey, where it's almost the end of that style of servitude, like serving a house, a family. And I think it's just him recollecting being the butler to this great Lord Darlington, but then thinking and maybe realizing that Lord Darlington wasn't that great. I really don't know much else about this, but it is the Booker Prize winner, so it's got to be good. Winner of the Booker, winner of the Nobel Prize. Like, because I love Keira Knightley, I'm very aware of Never Let Me Go. And the very first Kazuo Ishiguro novel that I read was A Pale View of Hills, which I liked. It was very, like, it pulled me in. So I feel like this is just going to be the same thing. Like, it's going to be super easy to read. Like I said, it's very short. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, but I would love to read this. I'd love to read all of them. I was also thinking, you know, I haven't read like a historical fiction book in a while, and I have The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichak, and this is like a Greek retelling. Is it Greek? Is it Roman? This is about Angrboda, not sure to pronounce that, and her falling in love with Loki, having children, and then hiding them from Odin. This has got to be about some Greek Roman story that I just am not aware of. Maybe people who are into the Marvel universe know the story. I don't really like superhero movies, but I know Loki is in them, and I quite like the actor who plays Loki, but ooh, book fell down. Ooh. So yeah, I mean, I feel like this got a lot of good reviews. She kind of reminds me of like Medusa, because she's got snakes in her hair. Maybe there's more than one character with snakes in her hair. Well, I guess she only has one snake. So anyway, this book came out in 2021, so it is fairly new and just seems right up my alley. And lastly, I would like to try and get to Firekeeper's Daughter. One of my coworkers and we kind of exchange books every now and then, and this is the latest book that I have from her. And to be honest, I thought this was like a straight up fantasy novel. It's not. It's set in like present day. There are some magical-ish elements, but maybe not. Maybe it's not magical elements, but it's saying that it's an electrifying thriller laden layered with a rich exploration of the modern Native experience, a reckoning of current and historical injustices, and a powerful celebration of community. And it's like the main character, Donis Fontaine, is 18 years old. I don't know if she lives near the Ojibwe reservation. She wants to go to college, but tragedy strikes her family, and she stays home to take after her sick mom. And the only good thing about it is that she meets Jamie, who is the new hockey player on her brother's team. So she starts falling in love with him, but then she witnesses a murder and she gets pulled into the FBI investigation. When I look at the cover, that's not what I think. I think this is a fantasy novel. So yeah, that threw me. Like, what do you think when you look at this book? Do you think that this is a thriller? I don't. I'm gonna put a poll. Not you guys. I'm gonna poll my friends, because I don't think any of my friends have read this, and I'm gonna ask, what genre do you think this book is? So, it's nice. It's thick. I was kind of jumping between, I was wanting to read like a really fat book, but also if I'm gonna read a ton of books, large fat books are not gonna help. So anyway, those are all the books that I might pick from in the month of November. If you have any thoughts about any of those books, let me know down below or on any of the social medias that I would have shown at the beginning of the episode. If you want to see all the books that I've read before, all the books that I have on my TBRs, my life TBR, books I'm currently reading, notes, things, follow me on Goodreads. I am very active on Goodreads, not so much with writing out like comments and stuff, but adding books to my TBR, updating what I've read, very, very active on there. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video at some point. Thanks. Bye.